Luke here with Guardian Fleet Safety. We got a pretty sweet 2020 Ford Interceptor utility to show you here today. It's got blueprint, it's got lots of lights, it's got some cool stuff you haven't seen yet. Let's check it out. Alright, so the first thing you're going to notice is the sound off signal, 54-inch, 6-inch module LED light bar. These things are awesome. They're super slim. People love them. The output on the new 6-inch modules is a lot better than the old 4-inch module. They have a higher output LED in there. Much brighter. We love this bar. Moving up front here, we have our sound off signal intersectors on the sides. We have sound off signal N-Force dual head deck mounts mounted under the crossbar here. And then something you haven't seen yet are these sound off signal 6x1 off-road LED lights. These have a limited lifetime warranty and they pump out about 4,500 lumens each. So you got about 9,000 lumens with the pair flashing out front. We have our factory headlight flasher, and then inside the headlights we have the M-Power lights that are built in from the factory, which have been set to steady burn and controlled by the bluePRINT siren system, which is what this vehicle has. Now this is driving stage 3 out of park. So this is basically your full response mode is what you're going to see here, and we'll go through some of the other features in just a minute here. So we also have dual tone 100J siren speakers. So front end's looking pretty good. If you hear the vehicle starting up, that's the hybrid. It'll turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off. It's constantly doing that. So throughout the video, if you hear that, that's perfectly normal. That's how these new hybrids are supposed to work. Let's check out the side. All right, so here at the side of the vehicle, you can see some more of these M-Power lights that come from the factory. We have our dual color intersector under the mirror. Obviously we have the corner of the light bar here. Again, this is response mode. So as we get into the different levels, this will slow down, cut the white out. In the side window here, we have the new sound off signal M-Power spot optic. So that's single color only. It does not flash outside of blueprint or an external flasher. The reason that we put that there though is that punches through the tint extremely well versus one of these other lights where yes, you get dual color and you have a good spread, but sometimes you want a combination of a good spread but also that powerhouse that's going to punch right through that tint. Now your off axis isn't going to be very good with that, but if you're straight in line with it, it's going to be extremely bright coming through that tint. So, and then obviously on the back cargo window here would be the other option, a dual color, dual head N-Force deck light in the back window. And this will go white. Most of the, or all of the lights I should say, with the exception of the single color spot, will go white to the side to provide that scene lighting that these guys need when they're out there working in western Minnesota. All right, here at the back of the vehicle, you can see the M-Power light bar. We set it to single color only, even though the back of the light bar is tricolor. And what I don't mean red, blue, amber, red, blue, amber. On our light bars now, we actually ordered them red, blue, amber in the back, and then there's also white modules. So you get 360-degree scene lighting, as well as that additional backup lighting. One of the really nice things about these 2020 Interceptors is they lowered this rear roof line down just a tad, so you really do have a clear shot to the back of the light bar. On your old style Interceptors, your Ford Expeditions, your Chevy Tahoes, the back end almost kind of sat up more than the front, and it made it very difficult as you got closer to the vehicle to see the back of the light bar. So Ford did us a favor with that one. On the back here are the new 4x2 M-Powers. They're essentially a double stacked M-Power. The output is pretty significant. Here at Guardian Fleet Safety, we're big proponents on big blocks of light versus a whole bunch of tiny, and there's the engine kicking on, a whole bunch of tiny little lights everywhere that flicker, and screw that crap. If you're a mile out, we want you to be able to see the vehicle. Again, big, slow blocks of light when you're in park on the side of the road. That's what's going to be most effective So on this car here, again, it's a fairly simple setup, but it's a very, very effective setup. So we have those double stack M-Power lights. We're flashing the factory brake, and then we do a LED hideaway in the reverse. And then underneath the I guess the, what do you run? Where the backup lights are, I don't even know what you call this here, this piece. We have 3-inch single color M-Power lights for when the hatch is up. So when the hatch is up, the lights that are shining straight down here will actually point straight back. Works out real slick. So, okay, I'm going to show you a couple of the quick modes that's set up with this bluePRINT system. Now you'll notice when I open this door here, the corner of the light bar doesn't shut off. That's because this vehicle is actually technically out of park. So what I'm going to show you here now is out of park, but level 2. So you're manually clicking down to level 2. And by doing that, you're cutting out the white in all of the lights. This would be like you're trying to clear an intersection quick, but you don't want to trigger the camera. You're just trying to, you know, again, get somewhere with the lights on real quick so you have some flashing, but it's not full-on mode. Once we go into park in level 3, that's when it's going to slow down to our very traditional back and forth, and you'll notice now that the corner of the light bar has shut off. And again, we love this mode because 2 miles out, we can see this vehicle. We always know it's one of our builds in our area here in central Minnesota. You know, I'm driving down 94 and I see a purple blob way off in the distance. I know that's not one of ours. I see one of the agencies that we build around here, and I see that very distinctive red, blue, and you can see that miles out. And just really, again, that's the whole idea of bluePRINT and big blocks of light. We're not just creating a big flashing purple blob that does nobody any good. Very distinctive colors, see it from a long ways away. So now we're we're in park. Now we're going to go down to level 2. And that is going to give us flashing on the sides and cruise mode on the front. So this would be your traditional nighttime, like DWI, you know, you're out doing your fields on the side of the road type thing where you still got some flashing, but you have your cruise mode as well. Another feature that we've added here is the PA mic in the door. Hey, put your hands up. That was a little louder than I thought. This just allows you to, again, if you're doing a felony stop, you know, you can give your commands out and whatever. We try to make this accessible. This is something some customers want, some customers don't want. So some of these things that you see that vary on our videos are sometimes because a customer specifically requested a certain feature and another one has said, no, we don't really want that. So those are some of the different modes that are just on the slider switch. Okay, here at the driver's side of the vehicle, you can see what this white scene lighting looks like from the intersectors, the M-Power lights, and again, the only one that's not going to flash or go white is this spot optic single color only M-Power light. Otherwise, everything else is white. And all of this adds up to provide some pretty good scene lighting off to the side of the vehicle. Again, like Swift County here, western Minnesota, more of a rural agency. But if you're out at a crash on some back highway where there's no street lights, you know, this type of setup is going to provide you that lighting to be able to work. You know, whereas if you're in a city where you have street lights everywhere, that might not be necessary. We've gotten some comments from our Facebook users, as well as our YouTube followers, that have kind of said, hey, some of these cars have a lot of lights, that seems like a lot of overkill. You have to remember, you might be watching from New York City or Los Angeles or Dallas, Texas, and how they set up a car down there might not be the best setup for an agency, you know, again, out in rural America, and that could be anywhere, whether it's Kansas or Illinois. You got to set these cars up to what the customer needs them to do. We do lots of squads, that are very basic, and that gets them by because of the environment that that squad is actually being used in. So yes, this has a lot of lights, but they need it for where they're at. All right, folks, well, there you have it. Appreciate you watching the video today. This is our takedown mode. If you're anywhere in the Midwest and you need a high quality squad car built, give us a call. We build squads in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, North Dakota, and South Dakota. Hell, we even build some squads out in Washington State. So we get around, we do high quality work. That's why we keep growing and growing and getting new customers and retaining the ones we have. If you want to see pictures of our wiring and that type of stuff, go on our Facebook page, Guardian Fleet Safety, and you can see a lot of the stuff that I'm not going to show you in the video because it's just not really that interesting. So if you're into the wiring stuff and you really like that, then go on Facebook and there's all kinds of pictures on there. So thanks for watching the video. If you need anything, give us a call. Otherwise, we look forward to getting you some more videos in the future. Stay safe out there.